Okay, I've got this boat pulled up in the shade here, so we're not out in the sun. We're going to strip what little paint there is from here forward. We're not going to do any cleaning back here because I'm still thinking of putting a hatch over the back. But right now I want to get this part all cleaned out, and I've got 2 boat seats to install here. So oh, there it went. Was doing a catch and cook video a few weeks ago. Some of y'all may have seen it. And I caught that crawfish for bait. And I just found it now. You can see this boat's been out on the water a good bit already. Probably put at least a couple 100 miles on it. Uncovered this right here. I didn't even notice that was there before. Pretty cool. Using a combination of the paint stripper and some B12 chem tool, which really helps the final cleanup. There was some tar up here in the front. Alright, we're not done yet, but it's looking a lot better. I am out of B12. We're gonna go to the store, get some more B12 just to do the finishing touches. Okay, went to the store, got some more supplies. Went to a couple stores, got me 2 brand new boat seats, some bolts. We're gonna put rib nuts in this bench seat and have 2 side by side. All right, now one final wipe down with the B12. This stuff takes paint off way quicker than the paint stripper, but it also dries in like 10 seconds, so you gotta work quick with it with the shop towels. Okay, it's ready for the acid treatment. Got it pretty much cleaned out. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna spray the aluminum cleaner down, let it sit, and then hose it out. This is the stuff I'll be using. Got it from the auto parts store. It says to dilute anywhere from 4:1 to 20:1. The guy I bought it from says he used it straight up and it was fine. I mixed it a little heavy, about half and half with water. Okay, I went ahead and scooted the boat out of the sun so it doesn't get hot and dry on me. We pretty much just spray it down, let it sit for a few seconds, and then hose it off. All right, as you can see, it helped, but really didn't do that good. So we're gonna give it one more coat. I mixed it a little stronger this time. Especially apply it heavily down here where it's the most corroded. We may go ahead and clean this further at another time, but right now I'm gonna go and do some electrical work and put in the seats. I think we're gonna do the seats first, and then we're gonna start doing some wiring. We need navigation lights for running at night and a couple other cool little things that I got. All right, we got our 2 seat swivels. We got hardware. I'm going to do some measurements and find out how exactly I want these spaced out, and then drill some holes, put in the rib nuts, and then put on the seats. that was a pain. Now we just gotta do the other one. So I picked this up on Amazon. Odometer and trip meter. So you hit a button on the back, switch to, I don't know what those are. We only do American units here, or knots. I could do it in knots, nautical miles, but I'm just gonna do miles per hour. Okay, we got our front side lights. They're plastic. It's Ozark Trail Walmart brand. I kind of wish I had got one of these chrome ones. We'll just use this until it breaks and then get a chrome one, I guess. We got some goodies. Got us a little light bar, some electrical stuff. Had to get some 16 gauge wire because that's what's on the bilge pump. A hole saw for the speedometer. Some clips for keeping the wire all hung up. We got these two white strip lights. Put them underneath here. This battery goes in that boat. I was testing the lights, see how the light bars looked, or the light strips. Let's see, just got a brand new, biggest power sport battery they had. It's just for running accessories and lights and stuff. She's charged up. It's an AGM, so it won't spill. I went ahead and installed this last night. I sanded down the aluminum, and this base here is, I glued it with some type of rubber cement type glue. It's pretty strong and flexible, so hopefully it doesn't break loose over time. We'll see how that holds up. And we got a 3-way switch for this. So we got continuous on, and we got it's got a float switch, so we can run it off the float switch. But we're gonna do some soldering, run these wires. Let's make sure she fits. Oh yeah, perfect. Now we gotta get the grinder, cut a hole in the bottom of the bench seat so I can reach up in there and tighten this thing down and run the wires. Got the first light stuck up in there. Alcohol to clean. Scouring pad, alcohol, and a rag to clean the surface before you stick it down so it doesn't peel off. Okay, I've got these lights just hooked up to the battery so I can work because we're out of daylight again, but lights look good. Now we got to do this light bar. We've got to wire the bilge pump, put in switches, fuses. Got to hook this up on a switch because I could not figure out how to get it to tapped into the ignition. I found the wires that go to the key switch here, and I tried to tap it in there and it just stayed on. It didn't turn off when I pulled the key out, so I don't understand how that even works, and I'm not gonna mess with it anymore because I already short-circuited once and burned my fingers, and I'm not trying to burn this out or burn out the CDI box on the Yamaha, so we're just gonna leave that alone and put this on a switch, just a regular old toggle switch, just like everything else. Okay, I pulled up in the shade to work on it today. This just detached itself. The double-sided tape came off of the plastic backing. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I guess we're gonna pull it out of this case and just use the tape on the actual strip. A good thing it's got that for backup. Well, my butane torch ran out. I tried to refill it and it blew up like a balloon. It almost popped. So got this little gas station find for soldering. It's not hooked up to power, obviously, but switches in. This has quit working. Gas station special, no good. So we go to the store yet again, buy a new torch. I don't like using a solder iron because it just doesn't seem to keep the wires hot enough. especially in the wind. So gotta go to the store again. Just chipping away here. Got the hole drilled for the interior light switch. That switch is coated in liquid electrical tape, which is drying right now. That's just to keep corrosion out of the wires in the switch, mainly the wires. This is just automotive wire that's just copper, so I'm trying to keep it from turning green on the inside by coating all the ends either in liquid tape or heat shrink. All right, so I took this piece of aluminum and kind of rigged a little deal here to put the stern light on. It's gonna go right here. We're gonna drill 3 or 4 holes and put these tapping screws straight into this framework off the jet ski, because it's really solid plastic, and I figured it's better than drilling another hole in the hole. So we'll see how this works. All right, we got stern light socket put in. It's actually a lot more solid than I thought. Now we just got to run the wires. Got a convenient little hole here, and we'll probably just zip tie it into this or tuck it into this thing here that goes from the CDI box. Run it on up. The battery is going to go right here for all the accessories. Fuse is back here. All right, I just put the liquid tape on the last switch. This is for the bilge pump. It's a 3-way switch. Brown wire is on, and this red wire is the float switch, so it only turns on when the water hits a certain level. Let that dry, install that switch, and then we can start tying everything up. Put in a fuse. I got this cigarette plug here, but I'm gonna save that for later because I can charge off my turtle box or a power pack or something, and I'm about done running wires. So we'll set this inside on the shelf for another time and wrap this up so we can get all these lights working tonight. All right, we got everything cleaned up. We're gonna do a test run of all the lights and everything. All right, everything's working as it should. I may have to adjust the angle on that light. It's kind of down, but we'll see when we're running on plane or half plane or whatever. Interior lights look good. Speedometer's working. Well, we'll test it on the water, but it looks like it's working. Antenna is mounted right here. Bilge pump, 3-way switch. Up is on, down is float switch, so we won't know if that works until the boat gets a couple inches of water in it, but works good enough for me. We got the all-around white light back here, pretty solid. Not gonna lie, I didn't think that little piece of aluminum would be that stout, but it's pretty solid. So I think the biggest upgrade for me personally driving is going to be the seat. I don't have to grab the bench seat when I drive, because this thing will throw you around. When you get into the gas, it'll throw you back, and when you let off, it'll throw you forwards. But I can sit in this seat and put my feet on the front bench. It'll be a lot nicer. I can't wait to get this out on the water. So that's all the upgrades for now. I'd like to do some HydroTurf. Maybe put a floor, but I really want to keep this as lightweight as possible, so I might skip the floor. But I probably will put some HydroTurf on the bench seat just for anyone who's riding up there. It'll look nice and it'll be more comfortable. But for now, this is the way it's going to ride for a good while. Well, I will catch you all later.